trade agreement with the European Union. Now, one of the key powerhouses in the European Union, which is Germany. Now, Germany's industry associations, economic think tanks and private sector forces are welcoming the India-EU free trade agreement. These are the business honchos of the nation of Germany. They have hailed the free trade agreement as an economic and strategic win for German exporters and a step towards economic resilience. The president of the Berlin Chamber of Commerce described the India-EU FTA as an important step towards opening up in an increasingly tense global situation, adding that India is no longer a future market, but a market of the present in which Berlin should now seize the opportunities, is the big pitch that's come in from the top business leaders in Germany. I'm joined by my colleague Akanksha Swaroop. So Akanksha, clearly it seems Donald Trump has created the conditions for nations to expedite these kind of agreements to look at alternative supply chains.
Absolutely. In fact, as the EU president herself said, that this kind of cooperation is only going to lead to, better outcomes, and it is through trade cooperation that India and Europe will be setting the changing global order. And they will, in fact, this is how they are combating the changing global order, which, as we all know, she was hinting at the upheaval that's being caused by Donald Trump's tariffs. But most importantly, right now, Germany's industry associations, economic think tanks, and the private sector have hailed the India-Europe FTA. And in some reactions that we are getting in, Ayushman, Sebastian Stiedel, who's the president of Berlin Chamber of Commerce, has called it an important step towards opening up an increasingly tense global situation. India is no longer a future market, but a market of the present. That's how they've hailed it. Bertram Brossart, who's the managing director of the Association of Bavarian Businesses, has said that this FTA is going to send a strong signal. It's a crucial step towards benefiting from a dynamic market, diversifying trade relations. In fact, president of the German Association of the Automotive Industry, Hildegard Möller, has said that the FTA sends a strong signal of decisive action, and it opens an important step for both regions, especially for Germany, which is an export nation. So now let's put this into context. Germany stands to gain as much as India does. The big winners from India, as we've all been talking about, are our labor-intensive goods like gems, jewelry, leather products, even processed food, beverages, tea, coffee, all of that. But Germany stands to gain a lot as their luxurious cars like BMW, Mercedes, Lamborghini, Porsche, all of them will be slashed down, even though it will be a quota-based tariff reduction, but it will be a drastic tariff reduction for 2.5 lakh cars annually. So you can even expect steel being reduced in terms of tariff. There is going to be significant reduction in wines, spirits, even cheese, vegetable oils, and particularly olive oil. So you can expect India also gaining access to a 27 trading bloc, 27 nation trading bloc, and that is what is going to make it important, because remember, as far as these tariffs on automobiles were concerned, they were the bone of contention based on which that deal had fallen apart in 2013. But this is now historic, now that EU and India have joined hands.
Absolutely, and this entire FTA now welcomed by the top economy of the European Union, which is Germany. Thank you, Akanksha, for joining us on the broadcast and decoding that for us.